What's up, everyone? Welcome to this day in Philly sports history for July 29th, 2023. I'm your host, Jim Montgomery, coming at you live from rainy Pittsburgh. So that sound you hear in the background is the rain. But good win for the Phils. Trey Turner just, I don't know. I think he's in his own head, and I don't know whether the best thing to do is just keep playing him to let him get out of it or give him a few days off. But man, like, he's just not there. Chris Wheeler was dealing before the rain came, and then it was actually funny. I don't know what you were able to see on the Philly stations, but out here the grounds crew completely bungled the pulling the tarp out, which was kind of funny. There was just like that big thing right outside of home plate, the big puddle, which I saw a couple guys once they came back, but they move on. They play this afternoon. We'll be on my way to Cleveland in a few hours for the family reunion, but overall, good win for the Phils. We'll take it, get the win, move on. I'm fully expecting the deal to happen this weekend with some of the dominoes that have been falling. So as those details come out, we will have more on that. And I do want to say there's a ton of Philly fans here. We stopped at one of the rest stops on the Turnpike on the way out, and there's just people with Phillies jerseys everywhere. So decent crowd last night. Even the people from out here were saying that. They were just like, oh, wow, that's a big crowd for a day. So Philly fans were definitely traveling well. Beautiful park. One day I'll get out there, but good win for the Phils. They play again this afternoon. If you want more Phillies coverage, check out our friends at 2008 Phils. They have the world's biggest email Phillies newsletter. It is a must-read. They've had some good articles this week leading up to the trade deadline. For a limited time, they're giving away subscriptions for 75% off, specifically for This Day in Philly Sports History listeners. Click the link in the description. What the subscription gets you is access to all of their stuff. Past, present, archives, discussion boards. Get this cool 2008 World Series Championship banner shirt. 2008 Phils will follow your Twitter account, which again is something, if you're trying to grow your Twitter brand, is good. Plus access to special giveaways, tickets, memorabilia, autographs, that type of thing. And it's just $2 a month or $20 for the year. Definitely worth it. Go check it out. For a limited time, I am going to be giving away, probably at some point next week, probably Tuesday. I'll do it for August 1st. I have 3 free 1-month subscriptions to give out. All you have to do is like, subscribe, and leave a comment wherever you're listening to this, and I will give them out next week. But definitely check it out. Worth the $20 for the year, and follow the specific link in the description wherever you're getting this. Eagles news, Derek Barnett restructured his contract, and I kind of like it. It's good for the team as well as him. Kind of a prove-it deal. It saves the Eagles some money. He's been injury prone. He'll always have a special spot in my heart because he was the one that was responsible for recovering the fumble when Brandon Graham strip-sacked Brady in the Super Bowl, but he hasn't really done much else since then. As we get into August, we're going to be looking at questions for the Eagles season coming up, and Derek Barnett is definitely one of the things we will cover. But I always liked him. I just wish he didn't get hurt as much, so hopefully this will be a good motivator and something that'll get him going this year. Just some things, news and notes from what I'm seeing, and apparently Nolan Smith has been looking incredible at camp. He's been getting a ton of playing time with the ones due to Hassan Reddick having a sore groin, which, I mean, if you can get that kind of production out of your first-round pick to kind of keep Hassan Reddick fresh, whew, man, look out. There was a interview with Sean Desai on the way out we were listening to. He didn't really say much, but I like his energy. It seems like he has way more of a personality than Gannon did, so I'm thinking that's going to translate onto the field, and he seems like he's very motivated and wants to get the most out of these guys and put them in the best position. So if you got a guy like Nolan Smith showing you something when he's getting the opportunity, definitely, I think, is going to be good news for that defense, which comes in. I talked about the questions that we're going to be covering in August. Defense is definitely one of those areas due to all the people that left. A.J. Brown, by all accounts, seems like everybody's been saying he's been dominating. Olamide Zaccheaus looks good in the slot as a number 3. That's a battle I'm interested in watching, is that battle for the third receiver, that slot receiver between Zaccheaus and Quez Watkins. And I haven't heard much about Quez yet, but I have heard things about Zaccheaus. So hopefully that just leads to both of them, and we're in a good spot because both of them can be good and have the potential. And Sirianni, I mentioned it yesterday. Apparently he laid into them really hard today. Or yesterday at practice, and I think that's good because what he's trying to do is keep them from being complacent, and they're saying the right things, but to actually do it is another. So he's definitely trying to keep them motivated and do what he needs to do, so I'm hoping he keeps up with that as well. As the Harden turns, not really much about Harden. This is more about the Clippers today. I saw a couple news outlets reporting that the Clippers really aren't that serious about what they want to give up. They're hoping that as training camp comes and this plays out, that the Sixers are going to grow tired of his BS and just kind of trade him for nothing, which I hope is the opposite because you got to get something for him. So we'll see. I mean, it's like I said, I mean, until training camp starts or one of these trades happens, this is what we're going to be dealing with. All right, today we're going to go back to 1984. And on this day, July 29th, 1984, Phillies beat the Expos 6-4 when Ken Matuzek hit a 2-run pinch hit home run in the bottom of the 9th. However, Juan Samuel led off the game on the first pitch, hitting a home run. Von Hayes followed that up with a homer of his own. And it became, and this is surprising, in the 100 years at that point, or 101 years they were, this was the first time in Phillies team history that they led off a game with back-to-back home runs. It has happened 4 times since. 86, Gary Redus and Juan Samuel did it. 96, Lenny Dykstra and Mickey Morandini. 04, J-Roll and Placido Polanco. And 2014, J-Roll and Will Nieves. But on this day, it was the first time the Phillies had ever led off a game with back-to-back home runs. Juan Samuel took the first pitch. Von Hayes followed that up with a homer of his own. And then the Phillies actually beat the Expos on a walk-off 6-4 when Len Matuzek hit a 2-out pinch hit, or 2-run pinch hit home run to win the game for the Phils. You know who else is going to walk it off for you? Philly Goat. Go check them out. It's back to school. The Eagles are coming out with the Kelly Green. Hugh Douglas has been wearing a few of their shirts I've seen on his Twitter account. Just go check them out. Anything you want, whether it's Phillies, Sixers, Flyers, Union, Philly culture, Philly pride, you name it, they have it. Kid sizes, hats, sweatshirts. It's going to get cold, believe it or not. Trust me when I say it's going to get cold at some point. Go get a hoodie. Check them out, phillygoat.com. Make sure it has the authentic goat on the sleeve, and then use the promo code Jim Montgomery for 10% off of your order. All right. The Final Four is set. The Philly Sports Most Lovable Loser Tournament. The Sixers bracket, or the Sixers regional, was decided last night as the 2000-2001 Sixers won over the 81-82 Sixers with 89% of the vote. They will take on the 2022 Phillies tomorrow. But today, it's our first Final Four matchup. It's the 2022 Eagles taking on the 96-97 Flyers. We all know about the 2022 Eagles, that magical run to the Super Bowl last year, disappointing end in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. Has us set up with high hopes and expectations for this year. Jalen Hurts broke out and came into his own. The defense was dominant. Sirianni got his shit together. So a very, very good team, very disappointing team, and that was the whole goal of this tournament, was teams that disappointed us taking on the 96-97 Flyers, who were equally disappointing. Finally turned it around, got to the promised land with Eric Lindros after giving up so much. They had that famed Legion of Doom line with Leclerc and Renberg. And just couldn't get it done. They rolled through the playoffs that year and then forgot how to score in the Stanley Cup against the Red Wings, who were becoming a dynasty of their own. Sort of the high point of, unfortunately, the Eric Lindros era. Never got any better for him in Philadelphia at that point. So now it's your turn. Who wins? Who's Philly's most sport? Who gets a spot in Philly sports most lovable losers tournament final? Will it be the 2022 Eagles or the 96-97 Flyers? Let me know however you want. Text message. It's raining out here. I'm sure it's coming that way to Philly. Don't send a smoke signal. The fire will get put out. But leave a comment. However you got to. Let's get this. Let's figure out who is going to be in the finals. On this day, back in 1984, Juan Samuel and Von Hayes led off the game with back-to-back home runs for the first time in Phillies club history as the Phillies beat the Expos 6-4 in dramatic fashion. More updates on the Eagles and as the Harden turns tomorrow. Be sure to check out our friends at 2008 Phils as well as Philly Goat for all of your Philly news needs as well as your Philadelphia sports apparel needs. Phil's looking to make it 2 in a row against the Pirates today. I will be in Cleveland coming at you live from the Holiday Inn Express tomorrow. So it should be fun. Get the pot in before we get to stop and get that nice little Holiday Inn Express breakfast. Maybe I'll even be a little bit smarter tomorrow, like the commercial says. But go have yourselves a Saturday. This has been This Day in Philly Sports History. I'm Jim Montgomery. And until next time, I will see you when I see you.